A Premiership football match to the final whistle is much more than a matter of putting two teams on the pitch. It takes Charlton Athletic more than 1,000 people to put on a top-flight match, and in the second of his special reports from the club, Geraint Hughes was granted rare access into all corners of the valley.
7.5 hours until kick-off. The working day at Charlton begins early because there's lots to do.
Sunny all day, yeah.
We've got all the lads coming down.
So, yeah, they'll be here at 9 o'clock.
So you're going to water?
Groundsman Colin Powell is just one of 500 people who work at the Valley on a match day. He's not the only early riser.
It's a bit of a special day in terms of the arrangements, stewarding arrangements today. And
we've got a full complement of stewards in today, 450.
Security is taken very seriously at Charlton. Over 26,000 people are expected.
It was debatable whether it was going to be a police-free game, but the police have decided to have a presence here.
Up to 12,000 programmes get sold at Charlton. That's almost one for every 2 tickets sold.
First thing this morning, it was really busy. It's quieting down a bit now, but 8 o'clock, the phones are ringing off.
So we could be sold out again before the kick-off then?
Yeah, it's a good chance.
And of course, that sellout needs feeding.
We've got approximately 1,400 corporate guests arriving for today's match.
With the players and managers shortly arriving, kitman Steve Rigby gets organised. Every season, every player is given 4 shirts. If they want any more, they pay, just like everyone else. 3 hours to kick off, and the manager arrives.
I'd like to get me thoughts together and a bit of peace and quiet, really. It all starts kicking off really about 1:30.
Charlton
While the manager settles in, there's a small matter of a cup draw upstairs.
We'll play Blackburn.
It's a draw Charlton's PLC chairman will no doubt be pleased with, but the upcoming game against Bolton is the match on his mind.
Always nervous. That's why I'm not eating. Yeah, right? No, it's a difficult time. I think for home matches it's a little easier because I have a lot of hosting to do.
And so kick-off looms. The crowd stream in and the players warm up. 5 minutes to go, final checks, and then it's time to go. The life of a manager, they say, is stressful. No wonder. After a goalless first half, it then goes horribly wrong for Charlton.
Oh, it's deflected! Nakata! Nolan! Bolton have scored!
In injury time now, and well, it's not looking very good. It'll be interesting to see what the mood is like when they all come back into the players' area.
A 1-0 defeat, and unsurprisingly in the changing room area, the atmosphere is not great. No one really wants to talk. The manager, however, has to talk. It's part and parcel of his job.
It didn't seem as if anybody had it in them to win the game. Then suddenly defection, they reacted first, and they've scored the goal.
And once television is done, he must speak on radio.
Steve, Alan, I suspect at the end of that you're a pretty frustrated man.
Yeah, I'm not very happy at all. But,
And when radio is done, it's the written press.
I think the nature of the goal probably sums it up for us. So, I mean, I'm obviously really disappointed.
All that's left is to switch the lights off. Geraint Hughes, BBC London News.
Oh dear, Ger jinxing the day at Charlton. Will they ever let him back? Let's get a check on the weather now. The long-standing project was nearing completion.
If football club chairman, or heaven forbid stereotyped, Martin Simons could be typecast as a posh suit-wearing, cigar-smoking kind of chairman. However, that's not strictly true.
Don't laugh at my photo, because it's a new one.
That is a point.
It's a bit scary, isn't it?
So as part of his duties as club chairman, Simons turned up at Heathrow in readiness for an overnight flight to South Africa. For the past 3 years, Charlton have been running a project on a township in Johannesburg.
I mean, I'm proud to be chairman of a football club that's doing well in the Premier Division, but I'm as proud to be doing this. Now we're handing it over to the South Africans. They are doing it themselves, 1,000 kids in 4 days. We're going to get down there, see if they're doing a good job. I'm sure they are, and I hope they are. Ace, lovely to see you, sunshine.
Charlton are well known in Johannesburg. 2 South Africans play for the club, yet their introduction to the Republic came via an unlikely source.
The barber's shop. I could do with a haircut. You got time to do me?
Walking around these streets just 5 years ago would have been inconceivable, but the Met Police came out here to help advise the South African Police Service, and it's through the Met Police that Charlton have now got involved here.
No, I mean, it would never have happened. I think even 5 years ago, a South African police officer wouldn't have been able to walk up the street. Just shows how far South African Police Service in Alexandra have come certainly in the last 3 years. Football is the vehicle that has made this happen. All the partners have contributed in tremendous ways, but it's the football that has been the sexy part of the project.
And that's where Charlton and coaches like Sean Daly come in. For the past 3 years, Sean has set up coaching clinics in Alexandra for thousands of kids, but also he's taught adults how to coach.
Now what I'm pleased with is while we've been away, they've been having a steering group working together, and you can see that they've all come together for this, and the work they've put in, the effort is absolutely excellent.
You don't have to come back, do you?
I'd love to come back, but I don't think we will, because I think we left it in good hands.
Whether Charlton come back to Alexandra or not, their legacy should survive.
But I'm afraid this is Charlton Athletic.
Paul Boateng, the British High Commissioner, is very much involved, and over the past 3 years, British Airways has pumped in £100,000. That's the kind of money needed.
They've just taken up the model that we brought down and are just working so well with it. We really are redundant. Our coaches are complaining here. They're sitting on deck chairs. I've got goodie bags. I've got goodie bags.
Leaving a legacy was the aim. Job done. Geraint Hughes, BBC London News.